Oh dear, how are we doing? Welcome back, guys. Let's do a cheeky spin. Okay, let's leave this place. Let's put that back. So set up, that's fine. They can stay there as well. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah. Let's put that on there. Can't remember what I put on there last time. I think it was just some bottoms, actually. Let's put the cats. Go. Donate some of that. Right. We're gonna go fish for today, I wonder. How's it going, Timothy? Welcome in, man. Just trying to figure out. Where I'm gonna go. How's it going, man? Can we fish together? What platform are you on, Nolan? Just trying to figure out where I want to go. Where's my monsters? Travel timber. How's it going, Roman? Depends on how's it going, Joe, as well. It depends what platforms you're on, guys. Because obviously I'm playing on PC, so catch the monster. Done that one. I might just go. I don't know. I don't know. It's so difficult, isn't it? It's so difficult to think. I want to go somewhere that I've not been in a while. St. Crocs, Blue Crab. There's a few. There's a few. No, you can't gift money on here, sadly. It would be nice if you could, because then I'd help people out, and you know, who's such a high level. Can I have a tip, please? All you can do really is just pay attention to your peak times, you know, and fish within, you know, your means to a degree. You know, doing the missions, stuff like that, just trying to get a general feel. But it will also depend on what fishing style you like going with, you know? Excuse me. I don't know. I haven't been to... Oh, that's what I need to change as well. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. Let's take this out. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow. What is the best starter pack? I don't think there is one, to be completely honest with you, man. I think it's all down to preference. Yeah, it's all down to preference. It's all down to what sort of style of fishing that you like doing. Can I go to the Everglades? Do you know what? I think, in fact, there is one... in fact, there's a few fish that I still need to get. Screw it. Let's go to the Everglades. Let's buy that. We shall travel. Right, we'll get in here real quick. Can I ask what best map? A lot of people go to Emerald. They do the walleye grind on the feeder rods. Thank you very much, Junior R. Thank you very much, man. We'll create a friends only room. Why not? Right. Let's go over here. Best way to level up and grind money. Oh, it's such a difficult one to talk about, isn't it, really? You know, because there are, like I say, there are a lot of places that you can go. It just depends on essentially the style of fishing that you want to do and whether you want to, you know, do most of these fish farming. But there's no quick route to it, really, you know. But thank you very much for the follows, guys. I do appreciate it. Right, common snook. What do they go for? Narrow spoons, medium spoons, spinner crankbaits. Might try a narrow spoon. Might try a narrow spoon. Where are we with the narrows? God, I've got too much gear. Narrow spoon. Amazing. Thank you for the follows, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you for the likes as well. Oh, look at that. So this is what I mean about your peak times. You see, make sure that you're fishing within your peaks. Right. Oh, it feels weird being back on this after playing so much of Russian fishing. Oh, now that's working. There we go. Oh, it feels so strange. Hopefully we get some nice bites tonight. Like I say, if there's anybody on PC that wants to play, just let me know. Yeah, a lot of people, they go from like, you know, they go to Emerald, they do the walleye grind. You know, they go to St. Croix for the perch. You know, they do St. Joan for the sturgeon. You know, there's loads of places that you can go. You know, you can go to the Everglades for the bass. I'm at the Everglades right now. But there are some beautiful fish. More importantly, you've just got to enjoy it. I know that's easier said than done because I know that a lot of people want money quick and they want XP quick. And legitimately, the only real way of doing that is by buying a DLC pack. Other than that, there's no real sort of quick route to anything, you know? Literally just got back and finished Planet. Level 21, nice. Oh, you're on the Null Perch grind. Yeah, a lot of people jump on that. A lot of people. But I don't know, like I'm not a huge fan of like constantly grinding for the same fish. It depends on what it is, to be honest. Really does depend on what it is. Thank you very much for the gifts, Fishing for Life. Much appreciated. Sorry, I only just seen that. I don't know what the best route is for this. I usually go in here. See if we can pull some out. Thank you for the likes as well, guys. I do appreciate that. Let's see what we can find. They are so picky with these baits. I have a rod out for Nile perch and another out for camber cat. Oh, nice. Yeah, the camber catfish are beautiful. I absolutely love going after catfish. In fact, as many people know that have been here before, you know, catfish are one of my favorite fish to go for. I don't know what it is. It's just fun. It is just fun. Especially when you get a 200-pounder on. Do you know what I mean? Then that's when things get fun. Thank you for the follow, user. Much appreciated. Nice. Trophy common snook. First one of the day. Let's go. I play on PC. Yeah, I play on PC. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Not bad, eh? I think it's just the unique that I'm trying to pull out. And that's all I've got to do. And I've got to go after some tarpon after that, I think. Thank you for the follow, man. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, it's completely free to play. Yeah. It's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. You can even get it on mobile as well. Believe it or not. Yeah, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be on for a few hours. Like I say, I'm over on YouTube as well. So if anybody does want to come in and do a little bit of multiplayer, let me know. Add me up. Do some fishing together. Yeah, nice one, Harry. See, like the narrow spoon, but it's very hit and miss. I do find usually taking more than, I would say, 2 or 3 preferred baits or lures out with you if you're going after a particular fish, because sometimes just switching it up can make all the difference. Yeah, crossplay is a big thing, and I wish that they added it. I honestly do, but apparently it's something to do with the coding of the game, and if they was to do it, they would have to essentially start from the ground up again. No, I don't know. I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but it definitely does hinder the experience, doesn't it? If I'm on phone and you're on console, can we still play? No, there's no cross-platform at all. The only way that PC can play with Xbox is if the PC player downloads the Microsoft Store version of Fishing Planet. That is the only way, but progression and stuff like that does not carry over. None of that carries over. So essentially, if you was to do that, you'd have to start again. For instance, if you was playing on Steam. You know, so It does suck, but it is what it is. You know, but I'm getting more and more excited for this Maldives DLC. You know, I'm really, really in tune with it at the moment. I want to see what fish they're adding to it. I mean, at the moment we can only guess based on obviously the real life place, but I am at the Everglades. But yeah, like I say, another little quick tip as well. When you're actually in a place fishing, if you go to the shop, it gives you a good understanding of what you can actually use here to catch fish. Not many people focus on this, but it gives you an idea of where to go and what to do and what to buy, essentially. You know, so just keep this in mind. It's not, you know, not completely fail-proof, but you know, it gives you a general sort of direction of what sort of lures and baits you're looking at. You know. Thank you for the follow, man. Medium spoon, spinners, crankbaits, soft baits, shads, worms, grubs, nymphs, and crayfish. I need to get a unique Florida gar as well. I think I know where that is, actually. Spinners, crank. I might try a medium spoon. Oh, I do have a 7-grammer on a medium spoon. Beautiful. Yeah, we'll give it a whirl. Sometimes it's nice to change it up. What are we on now? I haven't played Forza in a while. Yeah, thank you very much, Kobe. Much appreciated, man. Honestly, thank you for your support. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. But yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be chilled. Excuse me. Let's have a blast out over there. No, I've not played Forza in a while. For me, I'm more into like my hunting and fishing simulators at the moment. Do you know, H7? Surprisingly not. Surprisingly not. I've not really bought into the hype of GTA 6. You know, I think that they're gonna struggle, I think. Like you think about it, right? How long it took them to develop GTA 5, and you think of the time on top of that it's taken for them to get GTA 5 to where it is now. They got a lot of work on their hands, I'll tell you that much. Hi there, just wanted to play Fishing Planet also. Oh, nice. What you fishing for, man? You got a steering wheel the other day and downloaded Taxi Sim? Nice. Oh, something went for that. Wasn't paying attention. Like I say, if there is anybody that is on PC that wants to come over, wants somebody to fish with, wants somebody, because that's what I'm all about. You know, more people the better, really. I mean, I've got a club for PC at the moment. It's called DVC Anglers. We did have like 18 people, but I had to get rid of a few because there was a few people that were like inactive for like 60 days or whatever it was. But Come on. From the peak times, it actually looks pretty decent today. I've never been carp fishing. And I'm pretty sure there's tarpon here as well, which is another fish which I've kind of glazed over. But we'll be flicking through anyway. We'll be going back and forth for the few spots, because I do know quite a few nice spots for things like peacock bass and all that sort of stuff here. Come on. But there's a few places around here that you can... Something you'd love tap at. What's the biggest bass that I've caught? Oh my, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head. Wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, it's all good, man. This ain't my first rodeo. And I'm not fishing for bass either. Yeah. Yeah. The lure fishing is by far my favorite thing to do. You know, I've experimented with like all different types of, I mean, I've experimented with every single fishing type or preference this game has to offer, you know, and I still lure fishing all the way. Oh, just let that drop a bit. I keep pressing shift because obviously that's what you do on Russian fishing. And I keep reminding myself I don't need to do that on here. Yeah, back on Fishing Planet. Yeah, they are, aren't they? They really are. Like I say, they've done a good job. They have done a good job. I think it does vary like from what platform you play on though. Because I mean on Xbox, from where I play in it, I'm obviously the graphics aren't going to be as good as PC, but you know, it's still pretty good. What else we got? Florida Gar as well. And I still need to get this, which I'm yet to get. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm just gonna wipe the list off. I'm just going to go for everything. You can catch them on shiners, finger mullets as well. So let's have a look. Let's get... See, that's way too big for that. All right, I've got one set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my rod stand out. Just going to chuck one out in a minute. see if anything wants to go for it. In fact, I'm going to plump it right there. That'll do. And I'm going to put 2 on that. I used to catch them last time. I got shiners. I could put some small minnows on there as well. Pop that over there. Cool. I'm going to put my... Where is it? Arrow spoon. Get a float rod, large minnow next to the dock, and you'll get the catfish. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. Just see how we get on with it, innit, you know? I am fishing at the Everglades, mate. Hopefully in a minute, a nice big one will jump up. Yeah, at the moment I'm just going for the snook. That's the plan anyway. See if we can pull one out by this log over here. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's the plan anyway. Like I say, I've got 3 rods out. I've got a float pole, a bottom rod, and I'm using my spinning rod as well. So, it won't be too bad. Thank you for the share and the follow as well. I do appreciate that. Gotta love a bit of Fishing Planet. How did I get the update already? Oh, I wish. Oh. Come on, you beauty. Common snook. Another common. Not bad, though. I mean, at least I'm pulling them out. Something's going to pop up eventually. Do you play the Angular? Yeah, I used to play a lot of the Angular. A lot of the Angular. But thank you very much for the heart, me Kobe. Thank you for the roses as well, man. It's very generous of you. Any tips? Um, yeah, essentially what you want to be doing is fishing within your peak times. You know, more often than not, you could have the right setup, you could have the right gear, etc. You could even be in the right place. It all comes down to timings. It all comes down to the weather, you know, time of day, all of that sort of stuff. So make sure that you pay attention to your peak times and all that stuff because it will definitely affect your bite rate and it'll also affect, obviously, you know, how many fish you catch. That's kind of it. But no, thank you very much, Kobe. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for the share, man. Much appreciated as well. But yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. Like I say, I do have a Discord as well. Links in my TikTok bio. Nice chilled little place, you know. Talk about pretty much anything in there, to be honest. But you know, we also have a fishing club as well. If any of you guys on PC are interested in joining, nothing too serious. You only need to be level 5 to join. You know, not like level 90. You see some of the fishing clubs out there, you know, level 80 to get in. Bloody hell. I can understand it to some degree, but, you know. How's it going, Carl? Past level 5, nice. Like I say, anybody on PC is free to join. Like literally, like if you wanna join the club, if you wanna come and play, be my guest. You're level 24, nice. I'm more interested actually with the Maldives coming out. I'm interested to see what level you're going to need to be in order to be able to go there. And I do hope as well that we can use the boats which we got in the Ocean DLC as well um, in the Maldives. That would be pretty cool. You reckon 95? Maybe, maybe. It's gonna be a big level anyway, isn't it? You know, it's gonna be one of those again. I'm fishing at the Everglades, mate. But then again, right, if it is like in the 90s, well, I wouldn't say 90s because the highest level is 90. Like if it's like high 80s, maybe 90, or you never know, they could even push the level cap up again. Just never know. Right, let's have a whirl with this a minute. Let's see, fish species, crawfish, narrow spoon, spinners, and crankbaits. I've not put a crankbait on there yet. I might give that a whirl. It's the lowest one I've got, a 2. But then I could try a 3. Let's try a 3. Yeah, man. Well, I'm not gonna bash it too much, but like I say, it comes with the territory of a free-to-play game, isn't it? Of course, it's gonna be a high level because let's face it, we don't know how much this DLC is gonna cost. Go on, take it. It jumped straight on that crankbait. This live is like ASMR for people. I don't know about that. This does not look like a snook. Oh, no, it's not. It's a drum in it. It's a drum. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Fishing Planet's good. Oh, okay. We could be onto something here. Oh, it's a common. Damn. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit bigger than that, to be honest. My club name is DVC Anglers. I can pop it up on the screen for you. 2 seconds. What's the best fish I've caught? The biggest fish I've caught is a 600, just over 610 pound. It was. It's a giant grouper. Beautiful fish. Oh yeah, I need to get the club up. Yeah, so DVC Anglers is the club name. Yeah, the Japan map is good. It is good for XP and money, I give you that, but I don't know. I think you lose a lot of enjoyment with the game that way. But each to their own, you know? 15 kg pike. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Thank you very much for that, Limit. Much appreciated. Thank you for the share as well. 3.4k. Damn. Much appreciated, guys. Well, the thing is, right, what I've been doing is just going back. I mean, I'm glad that I didn't actually complete like all of the missions, because now that I'm at the level I'm at, I've only got 4 levels to go, and I'm using that as an opportunity to go back through to catch the fish that I've not caught, you know, to do the missions that I've not done yet, you know? Thank you for the follow. It'll only come up if you're on PC. Just keep that in mind. If you're a console player or a mobile player, you will not be able to find the club, because there's no cross-play. I don't know. I don't know what the biggest fish in this lake is. It could potentially be a tarpon. I think that's probably the biggest. Maybe. We'll keep it going. See what we get. Like I say, for the most point, or for the most part, should I say, if I don't do very well with the with the snook, I'll just go on and fish for the gar. I think I've got the. Where is it? Yes, I do. I've got it. Cool. No, no, no. I'm not target. I mean, I will be it eventually, but I'm going to be doing the snook first. With a bit of luck, getting that, and then going on. You know. Thank you for the follow, Limit. Much appreciated. Might have to change it up a little bit. Let's see if I can grab it on a spinner. Oh, wrong one. It's the wrong one again. You can't make it up even if you tried. Can you get a unique bluefin? Yes, I'm pretty confident you can. 4K, come on, let's go. 14 gram, that's on the money. That is on the money, this one. So we'll see how this plays out. Might chuck it over here a minute. See if I can pull one out over here. Be right on the cuff of it. You imagine pulling a bluefin out of the Everglades. Oh dear. You know, from playing real VR fishing, it kind of like sprung an idea in my head. See, on there, when you catch fish in some places, the predator fish, like sharks and stuff like that, actually go after the fish that you've caught. Now, you imagine if they implemented that into Fishing Planet, where there was more risk with nature, you know, for the reward, so to speak, like where you've got predatory fish that go after the fish that are on your hook. Can you imagine that? I think that would definitely spice it up because I mean, on the ocean, you know, in Japan, I think it's a relatively easy place to fish, to be honest with you. I think once you find the locations and, you know, the game does a very good job in telling you that by doing the missions, you know, once you've kind of figured it out and dialed it in, it's just essentially a waiting game, isn't it? But that's what I mean. It would be nice to have, you know, some element of risk because it doesn't feel like there's an awful lot of risk in Fishing Planet, you know? With the conditions as well, like weather conditions. You imagine if that played a massive or had a massive impact, you know, in your boat, like storms out at sea and things like this, you know. Just for the immersion, it would be it'd be absolutely incredible, I think. Yeah, that's it, Josh. That's it. You know, it'd be really, really nice to have something like that within the game. I am indeed. Thank you for the follow, Will. You know, I mean, there's so much stuff that they could add. So much stuff that they could add. You know, I mean, trying to find a fishing game at the moment that actually supports like fly fishing and stuff, you know, just a little bit more variety, you know, it wouldn't go amiss. You know, I was really bummed out when I heard that for their April Fool's joke, you know, regarding ice fishing, you know, that was like, oh, that got me, that did. You would love some spear fishing. I mean, you imagine like people do fish with like bows and crossbows and stuff like that. I mean, you imagine like being out on the ocean with your crossbow. Oh dear. Now that would be fun. Maybe not so much realistic, but it would be fun. Yeah, the Maldives. Yeah. Not too sure when that's actually coming. Hopefully we get an official, you know, official release date with a bit more information soon enough. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, man. Hope you're well yourself. It's a little bit slow here, so I think I'm going to go over to here and I am going to get my see if we can pull one out over. Yeah, I remember you, man. Yeah, I remember you. Ooh, yeah. What's this, a bass? Big old bass. Oh, look at that. Unique largemouth bass. Straight out of the bag. This Frog Popper 3-0 is absolutely fantastic. The pink one. It's absolutely fantastic for this map. I used it to obviously catch a unique largemouth bass, but I've used it to catch the peacock bass as well. I don't know if I've actually got that marked. Have I got that marked? Yeah, I do, yeah. Any tips on catching unique tigerfish? Do you know what? I know a very good spot on the Congo. Just trying to remember the coordinates now. I can't remember the coordinates. Any tips for new people? Yeah, I got, like I say, I mean, you want to pay attention to your peak times. Like I say, you want to pay attention to your peak times. More importantly, just have fun with it and be a bit patient. You know, things can be a little bit of a grind at the beginning. You know, and it's like, what rod do I buy? You know, where do I go? How do I save money? How do I, how do I do this? How do I do that? The biggest tip for saving money is to essentially lure fish. Because if you think about it logically, you are not spending money replacing baits. You know, that is a big one because you're not. You're saving money. So, pay attention to your keep net as well. You know, the sooner that you can upgrade your keep net, the better. I wouldn't say at the beginning it's overly important getting more than one rod. I would say probably invest your money into a decent rod, whatever you're doing, whether it be float, bottom, spin, cast, whatever the case may be. You know. How's it going, David? Thank you for the follow, Jacob. Is it by the waterfall? It's close. It is close to the waterfall. What would you say is the best carp bait for beginner? Ooh. I mean, to be completely honest, there are a lot of baits for carp. A lot of baits. There's only a few, I think, like technoplankton, things like corn and all that sort of stuff, on the float pole. Usually I don't do very well with that in the sort of like afternoon, like late evening period. But yeah, things like boilies and stuff, like just the obvious stuff, but I don't think that you get access to that straight away. I think it takes a little while before you unlock things like pellets and boilies and all that kind of stuff. But like I say, there's a big array. There's quite a wide variety. Level 48. What's the best map to level up quickly? You're so close to Weeping Willows as well. So close. Yeah, the banana works as well. What's the other one? Halibut. Halibut works quite well. There's so many. There's so many to choose from. And yeah, I guess it all depends as well how many rods you've got. Is Weeping Willows good? Yeah, Weeping Willows is fantastic. If you enjoy carp fishing, Weeping Willows is the place to go. It's 100% the place to go. I might go over there actually in a minute because I failed the monster mission. The ground bait expired, sadly. But yeah, I think I've got some pretty decent carp rods set up. Should we go and have a look? Should we go and have a look? Should we go over to Weeping Willows? Yeah? Let's go. Let's go. Right, let me... Oh, give me 2 seconds because I'm going to need to go through a hell of a lot of stuff. Not the most glamorous thing to watch, I know, but there are some carp, like the F1 carp, that can't actually be caught the same way as all the other carp. Like you've got to use like a feeder rod. Which reminds me, right, let's take this one off as well. Right, so as it stands, okay, so templates, I'm going to have to get a feeder rod out with me because they love that. Where is my... Did I make one? No. I have several different carp presets, but I'm fairly confident, if I can remember which one it was. Ah, there we go, the 420. Is it the 420? Yeah, it's a 420. Let me build this a moment. What was it? 26.5. What was on that? Oh, I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been neat. No. Ah, here we go. Let me just put it together real quick. I'm going to go on braid. 26.5. I think it was 24 that I put on it. Yeah, it must have been 24. And then was that casting, line weight, length, durability. There's at 230. So what did I put on that? I think the 100 grammars. I think, was it 100 grammars? Can't remember if it was the 100 grammars or not. I think it was. Yeah, it's too light. I can't remember. What did I put on there? What did I put on there? Let's go shop a minute. Where is it? Terminal tackle. Method feeders, 100 grammars. Yeah, it's a method feeder on that. ET. It must have been... Was it 100 grams on it or not? I think it was okay once I got everything on it, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it was. Just when I added everything to it, it was fine. I'm pretty confident. What we on there? 24 kg. 25 kg. I mean, theoretically, this is what doesn't make sense to me, because essentially you would want the leader to be the weakest, because that would be the first thing to break. Do you know what I mean? Odd. Right, that'll do. And then we got... Don't think I have any... Oh man, I've got so much carp stuff, it's unreal. Here we go. So let's take out some... Let's just put some shrimp on there. Cool. Home, templates, empty slot, save current. Okay. Oh, should be in storage. Are you joking? In fact, do you know what? No. I'm going to take out the feeder rod, 2 carp rods. I'm going to take out my spod rod with me, which will be fine. And then I'm going to take out a smaller carp rod as well. We'll take this one out. That should be fine. Should be more than fine. Do I have baits with me? Currently fishing. 2 seconds. Can you friend me? Yeah, of course you can, man. Of course you can. No, I'm not a dev, no. Oh, I've already got them all in my backpack anyway. Proves how much I pay attention, eh? Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine with that. We'll be fine. And then ground bait. Not overly important, I don't think. But we'll get some carp. The feeder, black roacher, universal mixture. She's a pineapple pellet. Ooh. We go for some pineapple pellets. Cool. Right, let's go over to let's go over to Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow Fisheries. How do I have so much money? I just played the game a lot, mate. Play the game a lot. How's it going, Dan? Welcome in. David. That's on Steam. I do have, David, I do have a Discord. In my Discord, there is all the information you need to know there, like friend codes and all of that kind of stuff. So if you would like to join the Discord, the link is in my TikTok bio, mate. Thank you for the follows, guys. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Too bad. Right, let's pop over to here. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries at all. We'll get all this set up. I think I've only got 3. Now this spot over here, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It is so consistent. Oh God, what's going on here? No? Okay. It doesn't want to play ball? Fine. We'll do it the hard way. Oh, we got some hemp as well. Honey citrus. Let's bang some honey citrus in that. And then we will put some of that in there as well. There as well. And we may as well. Do you know what? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that on there. And then we've got that. So I put round in the wrong order. So 4, 5, and 7. Yeah, try opening it in browser, mate. Is it 4, 5, and 7? Oh, give me a chance. I've only just put them out. I ain't even put no ground bait out there yet. Yeah, nice one, man. What have we got on here? Is it leather? No. It's a trophy mirror. No, the new map's not out yet. Yeah, I stream pretty much every day, David. Pretty much every day, man. Right, where's my spot? Right, I'll chuck a few out, and then I'll check the peak times. I have no idea what level they're gonna require you to go there, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, we can definitely play tomorrow if you want, David. Right. Okay, we're not bad on peak. We're not bad on peak. Come on. It's all just a waiting game now. Should have bought a smaller one out. Oh, no, I did. Oh. Thank you for the follows, guys. Much appreciated. We'll try it. We'll try it. I think there's a big old list as well that I need to follow. Yeah. Here we go. And they are all uniques. Gotta love it. I did this one before, and the F1 Carp was an absolute pain. But at least now I've done it before, I know where they all are, if you know what I mean. So I can just hopefully go back through. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the support. Honestly, I do appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. We are also live as well over on YouTube. So if anybody wants to come over and say hello, you're more than welcome to. I tried to find someone to stream Fishing Planet. You're the first so far. Really? I mean, I know that a lot of other people that do stream fishing games aren't English. I did notice that an awful lot. But all my links are in my TikTok bio if anybody is interested. Go on, take it. Yeah, no worries. Like I say, I appreciate it. I'm from the UK, man. Yeah, I'm from the UK. But yeah, I'm all good, guys. I'm all good. I hope you're all doing well yourselves. Tips for getting money. I'm level 20, still at Lone Star, but I've got the best rod and reels I can get. And it's literally just like you've got no tips of getting money. Oh, trophy common. No. I'm from the southwest. Yeah, I'm from the southwest, me. I'm from farmer country. Oh dear. I'm from the right, my lover. That's the one. Us apple knockers. Yeah. They can. They can bite fast. Like I say, it's just the same as everywhere you go, to be honest with you. Whatever map you are fishing on, the moment that you find out the good spots, and it does go through trial and error, you know, the moment you start sort of understanding a little bit where the fish reside, then it becomes easier. All you have to do is just experiment with the bait, experiment with the. Look, it's almost going off again. They're loving this honey citrus, loving it. But yeah, in on the Discord, like I say, I've got a fishing tab in there for Russian fishing, for Fishing Planet, even for the angler. You know, it is just a chilled out place. If somebody types in there, does anybody want to do some fishing? That's it. That's pretty much all we do. Sit in VCs, have a chill, have a chat. You know, no dramas. Yeah, it's just the way that it is. Like my whole premise, right, for starting streaming, which is quite a weird one to be honest, but I'm sure there's a lot of you in here where back in the day you used to have loads of people to game with. You know, you never had an issue with finding people to game with, etc. Nowadays it's hard, it's difficult enough at least finding one person to game with, you know. And I was sick to death of going through Facebook pages and stuff like that, and you know, looking for people to game with, and it only going as far as a friend request. Do you know what I mean? And then your friends list just fills up with a bunch of people that you don't know, you never speak to them, and they just remain on your friends list as somebody that was going to game with you, but then didn't. You know, and I got so tired of that. So what I decided to do was start streaming. You know, build a Discord, you know, stream a little bit and just see where it went from there, you know? And it seems to be working all right, I think. These fish are beautiful though. Yeah, look at that. What a beauty. It does happen to a lot of us. But like uh, gaming and streaming for me as a whole is an escape, isn't it? You know, yeah, a lot of time to sit and think, but these games it's just nice to decompress. You know? That's what it's all about. And if you can have fun in a chat, you know, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. No, I think it's Is cart hook 10 the smallest or the biggest? So it works backwards. So 10 is quite small. Whereas 10 naught would be quite big, if you get me. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the shares as well. What's the biggest I've caught? What? The biggest fish in general, like in the game, or the biggest carp? Oosh. Let me have a look. Oh. Yeah, just over 27 kgs. I really need to change it back to pounds. I don't like this day. I don't like this day at all. Yeah, very imperial. I don't really go on a time schedule, David. To be honest with you, man, I just click the stream button whenever I'm right and ready. But I do mention it in the Discord before I do go live. So, how's it going, man? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I don't do schedules. Maybe I should, but like, you know, life can be life can be fun sometimes, you know. And the last thing I want to do is kind of say, look, I'm going live at this time, and then it doesn't happen, you know. Which is why I just don't do it that way. Tips for Emerald Lake. Yes, get yourself a feeder rod. Get yourself a hook size 1 or a 1 naught. Put some small minnows on there. Forward the time to night time. And catch yourself some walleye. What lake is this? This is Weeping Willow Fisheries. How much for my account? Well, how much you offering, C4? How's it going, Stitch? I will accept half a custard cream and a bent spoon. Then you got a deal. Yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna forward the day, I reckon. Oh no, it's still all right, but it's this. I don't like this. Let's go to day 2. Right, I'm gonna need to get all these rods in. £2, yeah. £2.50. Going once, going twice. And we're all okay for a minute. Anna Bourbon. Yeah. Here we go. I've been playing for a little while. Yeah, I've been playing for a little while. Look at this beauty. Come on. I tell you what, they love it. Is this a ghost? It looks like a ghost carp. The only real tip. Excuse me. Look at this beauty. The only real tip I can give you is to fish in your peak times. Pay attention to the weather. Come on. Beep, 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 beep. Do you know how to reset account on Expo? I spent all my money years ago and can't do anything now. I'm not entirely sure, man. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Google it. Maybe Google it. You probably get a better a more definitive answer that way. I am level 86. Thank you for the rose, man. Much appreciated. What is a cheap but good rod? I mean, that's broad, isn't it? I mean, like you say, if you were a level 100 on another account, surely you would know. You know, considering the max level's 90, but you know, we won't touch on that. Oh dear. You need tips for level 60. The thing is, it's like I remember from level 40, I think it was like level 40 to level 60, the grind was just it was rough. It was rough. And to be completely honest with you, the best thing to do is just to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, level 90 is max. Like I don't want to sound rude, but like I'm sure you know if you're level 60, you know you've got some sort of idea on what fish are good to catch and you know all that good stuff. Is there really? Damn. Welcome in, everyone. Damn, I wish that was the same on YouTube. Oh dear. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys though. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm on PC, Jacob. Yeah. Was it 4? No, it wasn't. Yep, Nero River is a good place. And it's like, what is it like? Oh wait, yeah, that's why that expired, didn't it? Strawberry banana. Put some of that on. Damn, I'm trying to figure out if I can stream on PS5 to TikTok. No, the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you've got like a capture card. But you would need a PC for it or a laptop or something like that. I think the only places that you can stream to off of the console, I think it's YouTube and Twitch. How long did it take me to get to my level? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I am on Weeping Willows, Weeping Willow Fisheries. Yeah, too long. Too long. I mean, to be honest with you, right, when it comes down to Fishing Planet, I remember when I picked it up for the first time, and to be honest, I absolutely hated it. I couldn't get my head around the menus. I couldn't get my head around what was good to buy and what wasn't. It was a bit of a nightmare. But then I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to sit down for a couple of hours and I'm going to try and get my head around the way the game works, and for anyone that's just starting out, don't rush yourself. Just take your time with it. Because believe you me, you're not going to go anywhere anytime fast when you first start the game. Because that's not the way the game was made. There are so many ways that you can go about it. There are so many videos out there that will show you, uh, if you want to call it money farm, XP farm, whatever the case may be, you know. But you got to remember that in by doing those things, you're essentially crippling yourself. You're ruining your own experience because you lose a lot of it, um, experience from place to place when it comes to catching fish and where they are. You know? And that's the trouble with these DLCs. The bigger DLCs. Someone will buy the ocean or the Congo, get stupidly high levels, and then when it comes to coming back to places, they have no idea what they're doing. Do you think it is more fun to fish for sturgeon or pike at level 40? Oh, that's a difficult one, Carl. Those videos are old. Yeah, they are, but some of the the info still applies. A lot of the time, what I recommend to people when they're first starting out, if you got the bait coins, buy out the advanced license completely for Lone Star, because you're going to find yourself going back to Lone Star quite a bit. And if you buy the advanced license out, it means that you're not spending any money at all. You've got like a safety net, essentially. You've got a place that you can go back to that's not going to cost you any money, you know? It's just, yeah, it does work well. Yeah, it does work well. Because you have a safety net then, and at low level, you don't want to be spending money. You want to be making it. It can just be very hit and miss sometimes, but that's why they call it fishing and not catching. Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in starting again. You're saving to buy the unlimited for the Everglades. I wouldn't bother, sir, Sergeant. I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. Not for the Everglades. Yeah, so if you're trying to set up the rod and your backpack is full, go through your backpack and remove things like reels and lines and stuff, and or feeders or sinkers that you're not using. That's essentially what that means. Yeah, the bass, the Gary Scott. It's the same thing with the baits too and all that kind of stuff. You need to check in the bottom right hand corner, like, uh catch up with the chat a minute. I appreciate that, Carl. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing as well. What do I have to equip to go ground fishing? You mean bottom? Do you mean bottom fishing? So you would need a bottom rod. I am fishing at Weeping Willows. Nice grass carp. There we go. So I am fishing here, bottom left. Yeah, it's all good. I'll be changing out the the bait in a minute. Yeah, Harry. Yeah, a little while ago that was. Yeah, no worries, Dan. Thank you very much for coming in, man. Hope you have a good night. You take it easy. Come on. Give me what I need. Give me what I need. Do, 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 do. But yeah, for those of you that are new into the stream, like I say, all my links are in my TikTok bio. You'll find the Discord, you'll find the YouTube, everything in there if you're interested. You know, PC players, I do have a fishing club as well. You know. So feel free. How's it going, man? Welcome in. Come on. Common carp. Right, I'm all right for those. Come on. I'm playing on PC. This is another grass. Looks like it. Nice trophy. Right, now I need to change. Oh, change the bait. Let's go for shrimp. Let's put some shrimp on there. Shrimp. Every time I hear shrimp, you know, I just cast my mind back to Forrest Gump. Thank you for the follow, man. Any tips for carping side of fishing planet? Never tried it. More of a course guy yourself. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a lot of carp stuff that you can run through. You know, it's crazy. Right. Yeah, and that was the problem, David, that I had. I was on the cuff, right, of doing the monster mission. I caught all of the fish, and I got the stomach ground bait. And then, literally, me being stupid, I fast forwarded the time to get a better peak, and the ground bait expired, didn't it? I was like, no. It was an absolute joke. How much money have I got? I think it's just over 20 million. I'm fairly confident it's just over 20 mil. Yeah, nearly 21 million. The thing is, you find yourself like this. This is what I mean. You see, is two different ends of the spectrum. Yeah, when you first start playing the game, all you want is money and XP, right? And then when you buy what you want and you get the good gear, then you're on the other end of the spectrum where you've got nothing that you need or want to buy. So everything that you're doing is just accumulating because you've got no reason to spend. The only costs that I have are on the off chance I will just put a rod, like a set of rods together for the sake of it, or, you know, I just go around replacing baits willy-nilly, or travel costs and advanced licenses, you know. It's different. It's a hard one to kind of get your head around because like when you're first starting out, that's what you want. But then by the time you get to the end goal, you sit there and think to yourself, I wish I took my time with it. Because what I understand is that there's no going back for me at this point. Thank you for the follow, Cannon. Um, yeah, 219k is pretty good. Say that's fairly decent. You know, I don't want to sit here and sound like you know, I know everything about the game and I got all this and I got all that because I don't know everything about the game. But like, from my experience, I just wish that I took time with it because now you know, I'm struggling to figure out what I actually want to do with Fishing Planet, you know, and this is why I'm playing other fishing games because there does come a point, you know. I think the best way I describe it is like it's like when you play GTA, you know, after let's say maybe an hour, if you've got something to do on there, after about an hour, you find yourself in that rut of where you're just going around blowing everything up. You know, you reach a point. Is this a leather? Now, I wish that they allowed, honestly, I wish that they allowed the ability to give equipment and things like that Russian Fishing 4 does. That would be amazing if it was able to do that. You know, the only upside to what I have right now is the club. And that is pretty much the only way that I can help people out. Because in here, you can request baits. You can, you know, all live baits. You can, oh man, the list goes on. Markers for where fish are caught. You know, I do play a lot of like the higher level areas, but yet again, it's like it is possible to overfish. There's only so many, you know, it's like the ocean. There's only so much fishing you can do on the ocean before you get bored. And I know that sounds wild, but honestly, it's true. You get bored of fishing there. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, David? It's pretty cool. Like I say, I just help people out with baits and stuff. But like I say, of course, time to get a little bit of a plug in now. If you're a person that's looking at buying the Ocean DLC, I'd recommend you check out my latest video on YouTube because in there I go into a bit of detail of the things, the concerns, the pros, the cons to the Ocean DLC. I thought I'd make that just so that I can direct people there if they have any sort of questions. All my links are in my TikTok bio, mate. All of my links are there. A zoomy, zoomy, zoom. How many fish have I got? Oh, wow. Not bad. Not doing too bad at all. No uniques, though. Might have to change it up a bit in a minute. Thank you for the follow, Mackenzie. Much appreciated. Oh, best way to level 48 to 50. Oof. Damn, off the top of my head, I don't actually know off the top of my head. I do apologise, man. Do you have any markers for Dip Nero? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, not so long ago, I pulled out. I did both. Well, I've done both monster missions for Dip Nero. The sturgeon one is fantastic. You know, I can show you around with that one, David. That the sturgeon there, the monster. Oh, honestly, it's crazy. It's a big fish. But yeah, I know where pretty much all the fish are on Dip Nero, as well as the hook sizes and what baits to use. You have to level up your gear. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, the Everglades is good for XP, but like, how do I explain it? It's almost like you go there and you fish it, but it doesn't feel like you're there for long. Does that make sense? What rod do you recommend and map for a level 14? What you going for? Like, are you bottom fishing? Are you using a feeder? Using a spinning rod? What's your preferred bottom? I tell you what. Let's back out and let's go through it. Let's go through it. I was going after the sturgeon and Dip Nero, kept saying something about the bait, but I'm only level 36. I'm assuming that you bought the DLC. Hike as well. In fact, do you know what? I'm gonna go over probably two of my favorite spinning rods. And these are ones that I carry everywhere because of the lure weight. Now here, I'm using the Rivertex Zeus 220, and it's got a lure weight of 18 to 56 grams. Now, it's also got a low capacity of like 19.5 kg, which is fairly decent. But you think of all the lures that go between 18 and 56 grams. There are a lot. So it means that you don't have to take out as many rods to compensate for the lures that you're using. Right? The second one that I recommend, let's get rid of this. The second one that I recommend is this one. The River Spear 210. Because it has a lure weight as low as 3 grams and the highest of 14 grams. Now this rod, I take it absolutely everywhere with me because it's also really good for jigging as well. Really, really good for jigging. Yet again, the same ones, you know, there's a lot, but these are the two that I tend to swear by. Because these two, you know, 18 to 56 grams on the lure, you know, 3 to 14, it's quite small. So, when you're in like the lower level sort of areas, or even some of the sort of mid-level areas, you know, it's perfect. It's perfect. In terms of like a sturgeon setup, you're thinking about it, right? So like if we go to, say for instance, we go to, let's go to here, right, on the fish species list. Good way of kind of going through it, right? So you got your white sturgeon, right? In here is where you're going to find your information. Reading this actually answers a lot of your questions because they range from a size of 10 to 100 kg. So you think about that. Now, I tend to use a 4-0 hook with spawn sacks for sturgeon. A relatively decent bottom rod that's going to be able to, you know, between those weights. Do you know what I mean? What do you recommend for bottom fishing for level 14? So if we go into shop, what are we looking at? I mean, are there many options for level 14? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think that the lowest level that you can get one is what, 30, isn't it? Just bottom rods? Surely that can't be right. 41. Yeah, so bottom rods. Whether do you think I should buy it? Feeder rods. Feeder rods are a bit different. For level 14, you're looking at the all-round 360, but do you see what I mean? Like, because I think the largest one that you can buy is at level 27. And this is the problem. This is where you're going to be wasting your money, look, because at level 14, say for instance you buy this, you give it a couple of levels, you can buy this one. You know? I would wait. I use the Leica Pro 340. But, you know, you're only looking at a line weight of 2 to 6 kg. So you know, feeder rods only work so far, depending on where you're fishing and what you're fishing for, you know. You know, it really does depend. It really does depend. I mean, I went straight for the Big Alley 450, but even that has only got a 3 to 9 kg, you know, line weight. The casting weight, you know, is brilliant. It's up to 170 grams, but realistically, you're not going to be catching anything massive with it. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Now, for instance, let's clear these off a minute. Yeah, carp leaders, go away. I know. So the general setups that I tend to take out. So I've got the Jester 190. Love this rod. It's quite a low level as well. Lovely rod. I prefer spinning and bait casting over float fishing. So this is my go-to for some of the smaller fish, you know, some of the bass and all of that kind of stuff. Really good fight. Really good fight. And then I obviously got the Rivertech Zeus 220 and I've got the River Spear 210. Then I start getting some of the heavier stuff out. So this is like for, you know, my bigger fish that I go after. And then I leave 3 slots. And I leave 3 slots deliberately because it depending on where I'm going and what I'm going after will depend obviously on what I take. Like for instance, this is a really good bottom rod, this, and I do take it out with me quite a bit. And then the rest is just simple stuff, really. Whatever I take, match template. Sometimes I take out some, you know, float poles, stuff like that. You know, what bait do I recommend for feeder fishing? Yeah, again, it depends on what fish you're going after, man. It really does depend on what fish you're going after. You know, like, let me put my... this is another one as well. Big old spinning setup that I've got. But it says I've got something missing. It's missing. Texas rig 0.92. Okay. Where are we? Oh, of course, your backpack is full. But I'm gonna go somewhere else now. I'm gonna go and try and catch some of the bigger fish. I might even go after our primer. Can you ask me a question? Yes, mate. Sorry. Got a bit carried away then. I want to go. Yeah, no worries, David. No worries, man. Thank you for coming in. Do you think you should buy Weeping? What do you mean buy it? Like, buy the pond pass? Maku, these are good as well. I think you should go and show me how to catch unique tiger fish. I mean, I can if you want me to. Make sure as well that when you're going after like the tiger fish, like predatory fish, make sure that you're rocking a titanium leader as well. That is what you want. Let's go to the Congo then, I suppose. The Congo River. That's the Goliath. £95 titanium leader, you're chilling. Nice. Oh, the bait coins. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, like for instance, if you're like Weeping Willows and you're looking at it. Oh. You mean you're gonna buy it in order to go there? is what you're saying. The only thing that I would strictly go against is be very careful buying out the pond passes. Because what you've got to remember is that it's all well and good being able to go there, but you won't have the gear to fish there. That's the problem. Because if you look at the carp rods available, right? Yeah, look. You have to be, what, level 35 before you unlock your first carp rod? So, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Where is my match template? Good lord. Is this another one that I forgot to save as well? Ugh, goodness me. Right, let me put it together. I'm terrible for this. Absolutely terrible. Where am I? 38. So you'll be fine. Now, what I was saying to you is that if you buy the pond pass to go there, you have to remember that you will not have the correct gear to fish there. Does that make sense? Like, you have to be level 35 before you can purchase your first carp rod. So if you're level 35 and you can buy carp rods, then fair enough. If you want to fish there and spend your bait coins on it, fair enough. But if you don't have the correct equipment, you'll be wasting your bait coins. Yeah, if you're level 48, you know, and you want to purchase it, that's up to you. But I mean, you're only 2 levels away. You're only 2 levels away, man. When you think about it. You know, you're not actually that far away. What was it? Congo. I think that, like I say, if you're level 48, you know, I wouldn't waste those bait coins, not for something that's like, you know, only 2 levels away. So I used to do sea fishing, so I would go after things like turbot, whiting, mackerel, dogfish, that kind of stuff, eel. Wait, I don't even think I needed the boat. I don't think I actually needed the boat. Yeah, so right down here. So on the map, I will show you. So right next to the waterfall, the waterfall roar. And there we go. There's all the information that you need. I caught my unique on large minnows. But this is the thing, right? You can float for them, or you can use a bottom rod for them. Now, I'm fairly confident I caught mine on a bottom rod. Because of the yeah, I'm fairly confident it was a bottom rod because of the because of the current, because you float or drift. So yeah, like I was saying, I think it was was it a 6? Remember correctly? Yeah, but in between these rocks. I would say just pick a spot, Michael. I'd say just pick a spot and, you know, and just push it out, just grind it out as best as you can, man. I think that's going to be the only alternative. Thank you for the follow, Callum. But there you go, look, easy as that. African tigerfish. Bosh. There you go. And that is pretty much it for the African tigerfish. You can catch them in several different spots, but I pulled my unique out of here. Yeah, nice one, man. Yeah, it's not a bad place to go. Look at that. He's doing cartwheels off the rock. Look, what's he doing? These fish are crazy. That is one thing that you have to be careful of, though, whilst you're here, is I lost so many fish for them swimming up the rocks, line tension going, fish gone. So be careful of that. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, be very, very careful of that. Yeah, look, they just jump out of the water. You can catch them over there as well, some of the Goliath. And then obviously you've got your Nile perch over there as well, which aren't very difficult to grab. They aren't very difficult to go after at all. The only thing that will come into you know, factor is the size of your keep net. You know, a lot of people come here, you know, they want to get a unique Nile perch, but then find out that, you know, their keep net's not big enough to take it. You know, they have to release it. Ah, yeah, no worries, no worries. I can't remember what my personal best carp is. But the monster here is absolutely fantastic. What a hell of a fight that was. Yeah, just over 27 kg, I thought it was. African tigerfish. I might go after the Nile perch. Let me get back on my boat. You can use a variety of different setups for perch. Now, what I like doing is I like using a Texas rig with a offset hook of 8 knot, and then what I do is I go down. It's not... Which one is it on? This one. And then I use the rib shad 15 centimeters. Right. You can use flat spoons. You can use all different kinds of stuff for these, but I really do like doing it this way. From people that, you know, you can use bottom rods, float poles, whatever, but I feel that way of getting them is quite boring. That's just my opinion. You know, the flat spoons are pretty good. Well, you can clearly see that I'm not on VR. What I do is I just come down to the edge of this waterfall here. Now it's up to you whether you anchor your boat or not. I know a lot of people don't anchor their boats because, you know, if you're catching the big fish, all it'll do is just pull it along. So maybe if you don't have the greatest of equipment, it's probably your best way of doing it. But yeah, I like doing it like this. And it can be very effective. I didn't look at the peak times, so I will have to double check that. Have a browse. Yeah, that'll be why. That is a horrible day. Look at that. Ugh. No, thank you. Oh, that is so bad. Here we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So at the minute, I'm actually going after the Nile perch. Ah, nice one, Greg. I think this was on 3 anyway. There we go. This must be a baby one. It's a baby. Oh no, it's a trophy. What? That came in so quick. That came in ridiculously quick. Look at the size of that. Oosh. That Nile perch woke up and thought, do you know what? I ain't going to bother fighting this. I feel that. It's a shame they don't all do it. Yeah, no worries, Josh. Thank you for coming. Yeah, look, we're back on again. Yeah, I'll show you my setup. No worries, man. Let me pull this monster in. This one's got a bit more fight. Yeah, look, they're just popping out. Like, yeah, come on, I'll take it. Nile perch. Yeah, it's a very, very effective setup. Very, very effective. Something that I've used for, oh man, ever since I've been at the Congo, to be honest. But yeah, that is my setup. So I'm using the Nile Chaser 200 with the Giant Spin 10,000 reel. I am using the 0.37mm braid 44 test, and then I've got the 0.92mm Texas rig on with the bullet sinkers, 42 gram bullet sinkers, with an offset hook of 8/0. And then I'm using the ribbed shad, 15 centimeters. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. How's it going, man? Over on YouTube? But yeah, this is quite effective. Ah, you're welcome. You're welcome. If I can help people out, I will, you know. But like I say, guys, I am live over on YouTube as well, so if there's any information that you want to know that you may have missed, it will be on there as well. So, thank you for the follow, Nick. $6.2K. Thank you very much, guys. Nah, I wouldn't say that Call of the Angular is better. I mean, we can't say that now about a game that's not even in development anymore. You know, it was good whilst it lasted, but it's a great arcade, Fisher. 100%. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, man. How you doing? The trouble was with the Angular, right? And even the developers admitted to this. They were too ambitious. They didn't realize how many people would be playing their game, which I thought was weird. But there is so many pieces of equipment that isn't in the game. Now I played early access of the Angular. When I first started playing it, There was no level wall behind any of the equipment. And then all of a sudden, when it came out in full release, there was a level wall. So I owned all of the better equipment before I was even the right level to actually buy it. Which is crazy. You know, they promised so much stuff with that game, and it did have potential. And I'm not bashing it, like, it's still a pretty solid game to play. But, like, the fact that they come out and said that they're no longer putting content into it, or no further developing it or anything like that, I just thought it was a real shame. Yeah, a spot is worth it, but it's not completely necessary. I couldn't tell you what the best bait is. They go for so many different things, you know. To say there's a particular bait, I mean, it's trial and error, mate, unfortunately. Oh, something went for that then. Damn. Let's reel it back a bit. But I do give the angler its due. I think it's the only fishing game at the moment, only decent fishing game that I can think of at the moment that actually supports crossplay. You know, but I'm not going to bash it. Like I say, I got to level 100, I think. I think it's level 100 on the Angular. So I did invest a lot of time into it. Thank you for the share, Victor. Much appreciated. I put glasses. Boing. I think it was on 3 last time. Yeah, it was. There we go. That's what I love about these bass boats. You can move around with the fish. Maybe I'll come back and that's the beauty about the offset hooks as well. It's obviously they range in size, so you can try different ones if you want. Thank you very much for the follow, man. Much appreciated. I've not caught a unique gnarl perch for a very long time. Maybe that's something I do in the future, I don't know. Yeah, it's absolutely wild, right? The difference between YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, I got 33 people in on TikTok, and I've got 0 on YouTube. That's crazy. I can see the tumbleweed going across the screen. Oh dear. Young Nile Perch. Yeah, see, they are here. They pay well as well. And you don't even need to leave. This is the thing. You don't even need to leave the place to empty your keep net. Just forward to the next day. You know, it'd be cheaper as well, because extending your license, it'll just be, yeah, be a darn sight cheaper than paying the travel fee again. Nice one, Greg. You know, I play Fishing Planet. I bought an Xbox Series S. How's it going, Nick? Welcome in. Yeah, literally, I bought my son a Series S, but every now and then I jump on Fishing Planet when I'm in bed. Yeah, it's good. But I think my Xbox account is only like level 10. Ah, nice one, man. Nice one. Thank you for coming over. I do appreciate that. But the idea, like I say, there's going to be a hell of a lot of content. I wish I started it sooner, to be completely honest with you. But there's going to be a hell of a lot more content going over to the YouTube side of it as well. Like I say, I'm going to be playing a variety of fishing games, not just fishing games, but hunting sims and stuff like that. There's a lot of plans for it. Like I say, once again, all of your support is greatly appreciated. Trying to get the, what was it, 1,000 followers on YouTube or whatever it is, 1,000 subs. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, my bad, my bad. Thank you for the rose, thank you for the GGs, and thank you for the rose again. Much appreciated. I do apologise, guys, for that. Right, nice little cast. Well, I think this is probably going to be the last cast, to be honest. Might chuck one more out after this. Just one more cast, he says. Just one more cast. Right. Have one more cast, he says. Oh, beautiful. They haven't really given an awful lot of information, but like I say, I'm gonna have a little dig around and see what's what. They just love jumping on the boat, don't they? But anyway, guys, like I say, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very, very much for coming in. Thank you very much for your support. I do appreciate it, honestly. I will be live again tomorrow. If I don't catch you, I hope you all have a fantastic day. You all take it easy, stay safe, and hopefully I catch you all in the next one.